Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Class 5, today we are going to do reading from Amazing Science Oxford book. Dear student, open your books, page number 16. Today we start reading from Unit 2 and the topic name is Reproduction in Living Things. Dear student, here to explain how animals reproduce. We start from here. Reproduction in animals. Living things create new living things of their own kind. This is called reproduction. Some animals lay eggs and some give birth to babies. Birds, frogs, lizards, fish, and insects lay eggs. The young are made inside the eggs. After some time, they hatch out of the egg shell. They grow up to look exactly like their parents. Animals like dogs, cats, cows, and sheep produce live babies and feed them on milk which is produced in the mother's body. They look after their young ones till they are strong enough to feed and look after themselves. Dear student, here to explain all living things produce new living things of their own kind, and this process is called reproduction. Some animals have babies like dogs, cats, cows, and sheep, while some lays eggs like birds, frog, lizard, fish, and insect. Now look at here. Hens lay eggs. And look at your cat gives birth to kittens. So these living things have babies and these living things lay eggs. Reproduction in butterflies. The female butterfly lays hundreds of eggs on the underside of the leaves of plant. After a week, some larvae called caterpillars hatch from the eggs. They feed on the leaves, and when they have reached full size, each caterpillar moves to a dry, sheltered place. It produces a fine thread and forms a shell called a cocoon around its body. Inside the cocoon, the insect becomes a pupa. While it is in this sleep-like state, the changes take place in its body and a complete butterfly is formed inside it. The pupa split and a new formally butterfly emerges from it. Now here, dear student, look at here. This is the life cycle of a butterfly. Now, egg. The lifestyle of butterflies start from egg. Female butterfly lays hundreds of eggs on the underside of the leaf. After a week, small larvae called caterpillar hatch from the eggs. They feed on the leaves, and when they have reached full size, each caterpillar moves to a dry place and to become a pupa. The pupa feed and grow, and a complete butterfly is formed inside it. The pupa split and a new formally butterfly emerges from it. This is the life cycle of a butterfly. The eggs of insects such as dragonflies or cockroaches do not hatch into larvae or caterpillar. They hatch into tiny incomplete insects called nymph. A nymph has legs, compound eyes, and small wings. It grows to form a complete insect. Now, dear student, some insect such as the cockroach or the dragonfly, the eggs do not hatch into caterpillars or larvae. They hatch into tiny incomplete insect called nymph. A nymph has legs and compound eyes and small wings. It grew to form a complete insect. Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Today we start reading from Amazing Science Oxford book. Class 5, take out your science book and open page number 18. Today we start from reading from next topic, reproduction in fish. Now dear student, look at here. This is the life cycle of a fish. Now in most fish, the female lays hatches of eggs in water. Baby fish called fry began to swim about and feed as soon as they hatch. The female of some fish, such as the sticklebacks, lay eggs in a nest in the water. The male fish look after the eggs for 7 to 10 days, and when they hatch, the young fly are kept in the nest for a month before they begin to swim and feed freely. And the fry grows to become the adult fish. This is the life cycle of a fish. Now we study reproduction in frogs. Now dear student, look at here. This is the life cycle of a frog. In the rainy season, the female frog lays eggs in a pond. These eggs stick to each other in a type of jelly and are called swan. This one is swan. After 10 days, the jelly around the eggs melts and a tiny baby frog called a tadpole comes out. It has a head and tail, and its body is long. The tadpole attaches itself to a water vat and keeps on growing. Gills start growing after 4 weeks. After 6 to 9 weeks, legs begin to appear. After 3 months, the tadpole changes into a complete frog. This is the life cycle of a frog. Reproduction in birds. Now look at here. This is the life cycle of a bird. Most birds build nests in which the female lays 2 to 4 eggs. Each egg has a hard shell. The females sit on the eggs to keep them warm. After 2 to 4 weeks, the egg hatches and baby chicks emerge. They are covered with small feathers and their eyelids are closed. Both parents feed and look after the baby birds till they are strong enough to fly and find their own food. In some birds, such as the chicken, the chicks can run about and find food soon after hatching, but they stay close to their mother for some time. Now look at here. After 2 to 4 weeks, eggs hatch and nestling emerge. Now reproduction in mammals. In humans and other mammals, the female gives birth to babies. As soon as the baby is born, it begins to feed on its mother milk. Both parents look after the baby. When the young animals are strong enough to find their own food, they leave their parents, except in the case of humans, who do not leave their parents until they are adult. Now, dear student, look at here. Dear student, mammals look after their babies and until they become independent. They don't leave their parents